looks wavy. Like, I never show my natural hair. Hi guys, welcome back to another video on my channel. Today we're going to be doing a different kind of video. It's something that I've never done before, but we're going to be doing what it is like growing up as a bigger girl.
I touch that fine for you. I do that 3-4 times again. I testify for you.
This also may relate to boys who are bigger, but obviously I cannot talk confidently on that because I'm not a boy. Hopefully, if you're watching this, if you are a bigger person, please just know that you're generally not alone, and it is okay to be the way you are. So growing up, I've never been skinny or small or however you want to name it. Food has always been a sort of comfort to me. When I'm upset, I'll just eat. When I'm happy, I'll just eat. When I'm by myself, when I'm bored, I'll just eat. Like, overstimulated, I like to eat because it's a comfort. Like, it's quite hard to actually explain. Some people's comfort might be playing on their Xbox. Some people's comfort might be reading a book. Some people's comfort might just be doing their makeup hours on end. Some people's comfort might be writing in a diary or journal. My main one is food. And I'm not ashamed at all. I'm not silly. I know that I'm a bigger girl, but I've come to the conclusion that, like, I think I first got fat shamed when I was in year 6. When I was 10, it was a lot for me to cope with. So obviously I was in year 6 doing my SATs, whatever. I was a young girl, and there was a group of boys, and I think in primary, secondary, or whatever, wherever you are, there's always going to be the group of popular boys or popular girls, or a mix of group of popular boys and girls. You're never going to get away from it. They're always going to be there. There's one boy, and he was kind of the root of it all. He was the main problem. He was the little starter of it. Like, he would say something and he would, like, make the other people say stuff. Like, he was a starter of the problem. I was doing a school play, and at this moment in time, like, I was just coming to the conclusion that I could sing. I was coming to, like, confidence of singing. I was singing in the school play. Like, I auditioned and I got the part, and I was over the moon. We were doing, like, the sing, and I got the character of the elephant, right? And I loved the song. I wanted to sing it. And you can imagine that, a bigger girl in an elephant's costume. Like, I wasn't even an elephant's costume. I was just singing the song, practicing the play, and as we were practicing it, I heard people laughing, and I knew straight away it was something to do with me. Like, I have got some sixth sense. Like, I know it's to do with me. So I'm not silly. Like, I know when people's talking about me when they laugh about my weight, and I think that's one thing that has come from my weight. Like, I know if you're laughing at me. Just saying really horrible things. Like, I can't even remember what it was, but all I remember is I literally went home crying, and I was like, I'm not doing the play no more. And for me, like, doing the play as it was, because my autism, like, I'm very shy. So me even going to the point of saying I want to do a school play in the first place was, like, unusual for me. So I basically said, don't want to do it no more. My mum was like, you're going to do it. Like, why are you going to let people put you down? So then she told the teacher. The teacher sat us down, and basically, like, she went into the kids, right? She went in because my teacher was a bigger lady herself. So she understood how I must have felt, because I'm pretty sure, like, if you're a bigger girl, bigger boy living in this society, you're gonna get named stuff. You're gonna get picked on, regardless if you're popular or not. You're gonna get stuff said to you. He went into them, and they did apologise, but it just carried on. With my autism, and I think with a lot of people with autism, especially if you're a bigger person or like a smaller person, even a smaller person, like, it's quite hard to communicate how you feel. And say, do you know the gut feeling you get, like, when someone says something, or like you like realise something, you find something out, and it's like that, like the drop in your heart. Like, I felt that because one boy came over to me and he said something, like, naming me something, and literally that feeling, and I was like, I was going to be sick. Like, I did not know how to cope with it. I wasn't speaking to no one about it because I literally just could not. Like, I could not communicate my feelings and how I was feeling. I did not want to be here no more. Like, I did not. I was 10 years old and I had enough. Like, I just did not want to be here no more. Every single day in primary school was getting picked on. For my weight, I didn't like the way I looked. Another reason was to do with my autism, but I explained all that in my autism, like, complete ultimate autism video, so go watch that if you want to know. That was one of the main things. And obviously primary was over, had the 7 weeks, 6 weeks, however, nothing happened, nothing extreme, like, nothing really bothered me there. Secondary fucking school. I thought primary school was bad. This time around year 5 or year 4, I did start freestyle dancing. A couple of people have been very surprised, like on my comments, like, you done freestyle dancing? Like, what the fuck? I do freestyle dancing. Street dance, freestyle, slow, rock and roll. One time I got first my street, and oh my god, I was over the moon. Like, I generally loved dancing. Got to about, I think I was in year 8, and obviously still big girl. And I think a couple of people, there was a name that went round for me. Oh, this name gives me PTSD. No neck. And people would fully come over and say it to me. That they would fully go, because I'm a bigger girl and you can't really see my neck because I'm like this. So imagine me, a fucking 12-year-old, having to go through that. Like, it was quite difficult. There was one boy who was the root of the problem. 1 week he would be all nice to me, and then 1 week he would be fat shaming me. So it was quite difficult to go through. One day, it was this one particular day, I was walking down the stairs and he must have been saying stuff to me. I was by myself, and it was the induction day for the other year. And I was with my one friend, but my one friend was just down the bit of the stairs and I was just up. He was following me down the stairs and he was shouting like the worst names you could possibly think of at me regarding my weight, and I literally was on the verge of freaking tears. Like, I was not dealing with it no more. Distracted, and I didn't fall, but I stepped down and my foot twisted, I could not walk in it. I thought something bad has happened, like I should be able to walk on my foot. To my friend, and I said, I need to go home, like I need to go to the office, my foot, there's something wrong with it. Ice pack on my foot. I went to the office, they went, don't think it's broken, but I can call your mum and dad. It is broken. Don't try and tell me different. Mum and dad picked me up. Both of them, I had to literally hold on to both of them, and I was hopping into the car like some weirdo. Next day, I went to the hospital, and my dad was like, yeah, broke your foot, you're just overreacting, like every father ever. You've broke your bone in your foot 2 places. But you know, imagine this is my foot, so the long bone on the side, I'd cracked it in 2 places. You can imagine me having to go back in there into school with a boot. I had a boot and crutches. She put me in a worse position. I was in crutches and a freaking boot. So obviously that literally ruined my fucking life. After that, my confidence completely went down, stopped dancing. And I think the way I stopped dancing did make me lose a part of myself. Like, it was quite weird to explain. Like, every Sunday I'd go to competitions, in the week I'd go to classes, but I literally just lost myself. Like, I did not want to go to any classes no more. I lost all my confidence because of one boy. When I went back into school, it was still quite bad, but the one boy that was doing it before kind of stopped doing it, because my parents reported him to the school. I got told off because he did kind of stop. But then another boy came across me, right? Came to me and was saying stuff to me. And you know what is very funny? The same 2 boys, they've both messaged me since. The one boy that made me break my foot, he's messaged me since about my social media and been like, oh, I've been watching you, blah, 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 blah. Bet you fucking have. To be fair, the other boy he had gone through some stuff, right? And I don't completely blame him for the way he acted, but I do think he's got some things to sort. Basically messaged me, he was like, I've been seeing your social media, like, you should make some merch with me, it would be such a good idea. So I think obviously with that part of school, hated that school. My grades were so low, and I had just people constantly at me, and the girls as well. Oh my Christ, the girls, the bitchy, horrible girls, I swear to God. I went to my new school, and I went there for just literally year 11, mainly because of my grades. My grades are like 1s and 2s. Started blowing up on TikTok. It was around April, so I think we broke up for the April break or something, or there was a week or something. And during that 2-week period, I went viral. I went from having 100 followers to having 400k in the space of 2 weeks. Like, it was freaking mad. Okay, so I went back in school, and everyone was like, she's doing off on 500,000. Like, it was constant. Like, I could not believe it, right? And I think with me it's quite difficult because people are jealous. Like, people watching this that are quite naive will be like, well, why are they jealous of you? You're a bigger girl. Like, surely not. But that's exactly why, because you don't see a lot of bigger girls on social media. I don't see a lot of bigger girls on social media doing well. See, I know that doing social media is gonna come with like negatives and come with people that just bully. I have not experienced hate. as much as these past 3 weeks, okay? The name calling that I've experienced is generally the worst thing ever. And when I went to my new school, before I even started blowing up on TikTok, there was this one thing. It was like my second day in this school, right? There was this one girl, she used to be my old best friend, and we used to be dance partners, whatever. We obviously fell out really, really bad. And I went to the school where her boyfriend was at. One time I was stood outside the school and he was stood a bit further along, like with his one friend, and I'm friends with his friend now still. And basically I was talking to my friends and he pulled out his phone and he was like, he literally, I don't even know why he done it, his phone was like this and he was on the phone like this and looking at me, and I looked at him and I went, what are you doing? And he turned his back and he would not look at me. Like I said, what are you doing? Why are you taking photos of me like this? He turned his back and he would not look at me. And that is the moment it clicked. Like, you are just a little immature boy. Like, why are you going to take photos of me? And even his mate was laughing at him for not turning around. Like, he was embarrassed of his friend. This is the thing. Like, boys that pick on girls, regardless if you're a smaller girl or a bigger girl, they are just immature, right? They're just immature. And I know a lot of people do say this, but the people that pick on bigger girls have bigger mums and dads. They have family members who are bigger. And boys that pick on girls, generally, I don't know where they find the confidence to do so. I generally don't know where they find the balls to actually pick on a girl's appearance. The girls, I found this out, like the girls that pick on girls' appearances are just insecure in themselves and they're deeply unhappy with what they look like. They'll not take any offence to any comments no more. And like, people message you, they're like, I've seen the hate you've been getting online, like, I'm so sorry, like, it must be so hard. And it's like, I don't want to say I'm used to it because that just sounds really depressing and cringe, but I am used to it in the nicest way possible. There's not a lot of teenagers that have had to grow up being hated and like literally crucified for what they look like. And people go to me and they go, oh, like, how do you deal with all the hate? It's like, you just deal with it. Like, realising is until you get to that stage of people are just insecure and pathetic, then you will keep getting affected. But I had to learn that from a very young age. My mum and dad taught me it. Like, you just got to ignore them. Regardless of what happens, ignore and tell people that is all you need to do. So I'm sure most of you have actually seen the hate I've been recently getting on social media, and obviously social media is going to come with hate. I'm not silly, I'm not stupid, I know. But the hate I've been getting the past couple of weeks is actually insane. Things people are coming up with, and the thing is like, they're mostly girls, and it's like, I look on the girls' profiles, I look through all my comments, so I literally see every single person's comments. I don't miss any comments. I think Jessie from Little Mix was getting fat shamed on what she looked like, and even she said in the documentary, like, looking through your comments and you're an influencer online, you're automatically gonna be like synced to the negative comments because you're used to getting the positive comments. You know, you're gorgeous, you're gorgeous, you're gorgeous. It kind of not goes out of your head, but it's like you're kind of used to seeing it. So obviously it's nice seeing it, but when you see the negative comments, that stays with you. Like, it generally does stay with you, because when you're on social media, it's like, although you know that not everyone's gonna like you, you want everyone to like you, follow you, like your videos, etc. I see hate comments, it does stick with me. And sometimes I do look on the girls' profiles because I'm quite nosy. I want to see you saying this. Are pretty girls. And it's like, I don't get it. It's like, has your parents not brought you up right? A pretty girl hating like a man. You're a pretty girl is hating like some insecure little bitch. Like, grow up. And that is all I can say. Like, obviously the hate is, well, I'd say it's dying down, but it's not. But I think you just got to come to the conclusion that if you're a bigger girl, bigger boy, you're always going to get negativity, always going to get some sort of insult thrown at you at some point. It's smaller people. And sometimes you just got to deal with it. It's life, okay? In the nicest way possible, it's life. You are going to have this all throughout your life. Regardless how old you are always going to be looked down upon. But what you've got to do is, in your head, make yourself fucking like perfect. Just always know that you're perfect. And I said this a while ago, imagine if you had a little girl, or if you're a boy watching this, a little girl, a little boy, whatever kind of baby you want when you're older. Imagine if they come to you and they said that, a person was picking on them and a person was saying to them about their weight, what advice would you give your child? I know for a fact that I would give my child, like, I would literally tell them I'm perfect. Like, you don't need to change for anyone. Like, if you are happy in yourself, you do not have to change for anyone, okay? As long as you've got yourself in this kind of bubble of, I'm perfect, I'm amazing. And even if people tell you sound delusional, like, sound delusional. I tell myself every single day, you're fucking perfect. Like, I'm looking at myself now, no makeup, no hair done, nothing. But I am still pretty. I don't care if you think different. I know I'm pretty, and you should know you're pretty. Everyone in this world will come to some sort of negativity. If you're a skinny, blonde, pretty, brunette girl, you're going to get some hate for that. If you're a bigger girl, you're going to get some hate for that. Like, you are always, regardless if you're on social media or not, you're always going to face hate. School, in college and work, like, you are going to experience some hate in your life. And all you've got to remember is that you are 10 times better than anyone who goes down to the level of actually fat shaming and saying so by your appearance, because at least you're not going down to their level. At least you are that mature and you're securing yourself to not lower yourself to them. Remember, that's one thing that's always in my head as well. Like, I am a bigger girl, and I know I'm embracing it, and I'm happy with myself. The only thing I want you guys to take from this video is literally, do not let someone's comment ruin your life. You are beautiful.
I touch that 5 for you. I do that 3 times again. I testify for you. I told her like you, that bitch, I do it.